Donald Trump's plan for Gaza is brilliant. I mean, who else but the maestro of deal making could look at one of the most intractable conflicts in human history and think,
you know what, this needs a timeshare pitch and a casino.
It's pure genius, really. Forget decades of failed diplomacy, UN resolutions, and peace talks. What the Middle East has been missing all along is a guy in a red tie yelling,
"You're going to love this deal. I'm going to turn the dirty Gaza Strip into the American Riviera. This deal will be fucking huge. Families across the globe will be traveling just to walk on the boardwalk."
Trump's vision of turning Gaza into the American Riviera is the kind of bold, outside-the-box thinking that only a man who once sold steaks and bottled water could dream up. Who needs nuanced solutions when you can just slap a Trump Tower on it and call it a day? This isn't just a plan, it's a lifestyle upgrade for the entire region. And let's talk about the logistics because they are flawless. Relocating millions of Palestinians? Easy. Just call up Egypt and Jordan and say, hey, we've got a great deal for you. How about you guys take in 1 million people? Don't worry, we'll throw in a free buffet at the new Gaza Mar-a-Lago. This is the kind of win-win situation that only a real estate mogul could envision. Never mind that these countries have their own problems or that the Palestinian people might not be thrilled about being uprooted from their ancestral homeland. Details, schmeetails. Trump's plan is all about the big picture. Shiny new hotels, blackjack tables, buffets with all-you-can-drink mimosas, and maybe even a water park. Who wouldn't want to trade centuries of history and culture for timeshare in the desert? The best part? Trump's unwavering confidence that this will work. You can just picture him at a press conference, flanked by bewildered world leaders saying,
"Trust me, folks, this is going to be huge. The Palestinians are going to love it. The Israelis are going to love it. Everybody is going to fucking love it."
It's the same energy as a guy trying to sell you a used car with no engine, but somehow you leave the lot thinking, you know what? Maybe this is a great deal. And if anyone questions the morality or feasibility of the plan, it just hit them with the classic Trump line,
"It's just going to be beautiful. Believe me."
What could possibly go wrong? In the end, this plan is a masterstroke of Trumpian logic. Take a centuries-old conflict, sprinkle in some glitz and glamour, and voila, instant peace. Sure, it might involve displacing millions of people and ignoring their basic human rights, but hey, that's just the cost of doing business. And if it doesn't work out, no problem. Just declare bankruptcy, blame someone else, and move on to the next big idea. After all, this isn't just about solving the Middle East crisis, it's about creating a legacy. And what better legacy than turning Gaza into a tacky tourist destination? Truly, this is the kind of visionary leadership that will be studied in the history books for generations. Now, how many of you guys were at home watching this and thinking, did Donald Trump just come up with this idea on the spot? Like, was he mid-press conference, looked at Gaza, this war-torn, bombed-out strip of land, and thought, what if I just scrapped everything, moved out the people, and turned it into the next Taj Mahal? Who wouldn't go for that? I mean, it's genius, right? Who needs decades of diplomacy when you can just bulldoze the problem and build a water park? And let's be real, even Trump's press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, was probably thinking, oh, this is going to be a hard one to defend. But what does she say? Well, you voted for a president who thinks outside the box. This is what you get, an outside-the-box idea. And honestly, I love how Trump's press secretaries are always these young, blonde, shameless defenders of whatever absurdity he throws at them. Caroline Leavitt is about to have the time of her life trying to defend this one. But maybe, just maybe, Trump has stumbled onto something brilliant here. Maybe this isn't just a terrible idea, maybe it's the greatest terrible idea. Think about it. This plan is so baffling, so utterly insane, that it might actually unite the Middle East. The Saudis, Iran, Israel, Jordan, Egypt, they're all going to come together over their shared confusion. Wait, is he serious? Is this a joke? Are we being pranked? The man who couldn't make Atlantic City nice is now going to turn Gaza into the next Riviera. It's like watching someone try to sell a timeshare in a war zone. But that's what America signed up for, right? They elected a guy who believes he has all the answers. He's an ideas guy, and he's perfectly fine coming up with those ideas on the spot. And let's not forget, he's had lots of wild ideas in his first few weeks since stepping on. We've got 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico that were delayed at the last minute. We've got Trump calling up the Prime Minister of Denmark demanding she sell him Greenland. We've got trade wars with China renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America and retaking the Panama Canal, just to name a few. And we're all left here wondering if it's strategic, if he's just creating distractions, making outrageous demands so that when he does settle for something less insane, it looks like a win. Because that's the thing with Trump. He's the master of the over-the-top ask. You demand Greenland, and suddenly when you make a few trade concessions, it feels like a victory. You propose turning Gaza into a tourist destination, and suddenly any half-baked peace plan looks reasonable by comparison. It's like dealing with a sketchy landlord who jacks up your rent and you feel like you won because he promised to fix the leaky faucet, eventually. And let's be honest, this Gaza idea is so out there that even if you don't have a strong opinion on Israel-Palestine, you can step back and laugh. It's objectively hilarious. You can picture Trump's entire team behind him, wide-eyed and panicking, thinking, oh no, he's serious. We actually have to defend this. And you know what? Even Israel and Iran are probably laughing together for the first time in decades. Did he really just say that? Is this guy for real? But here's the thing. As absurd as this idea is, it's also a reminder of how dangerously simplistic Trump's approach to complex problems can be. He looks at a centuries-old conflict, a humanitarian crisis, and thinks, what this needs is a casino and a timeshare pitch. It's not just tone deaf, it's a complete disregard for the people whose lives are caught in the crossfire. And that's the real tragedy here. So while we can all laugh at the sheer absurdity of it, let's not forget that this isn't just a bad idea, it's a symptom of a much bigger problem. And yes, the Democrats fucked up. They should have never made Kamala the leader of the Democrats without running a proper primary, and the liberals are about to do the exact same thing with Mark Carney. And this is what happens when the left gets so arrogant that they won't listen to the middle class. We used to look at George Bush and think, yikes, how much worse could it get? And then we got Donald Trump. And now the idea of it getting worse is unfathomable. The less arrogance aside, the bigger problem here is that social media companies only want to feed us the most outrageous takes because that's what keeps us on our phones, that's what creates engagement, and that's what makes money for the social media companies. And Donald Trump has figured out how to hack that algorithm by saying outrageous things so that people like me will spend my entire afternoon making a video about him. So what's the moral of the story here? Where are we going? It's that you can expect more politicians to be more outrageous. And when we get into a world where we have a crazier president than Donald Trump, I just hope that this new Gaza Strip has a Chick-fil-A. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Also, let me know what you think in the comment section. Thanks for watching, everybody.